Hello and welcome to That's English.
Hello.
We've got a very interesting programme today. Stand-up comedy. Monólogos humorísticos.
Great, well that's good because I can tell you a joke. It's a bit silly.
No,
but...
sorry Annabelle. We aren't telling jokes. This is about stand-up comedy. Stand-up comedy is the most popular form of entertainment in Britain today.
So why don't we listen to Jill Edwards? She teaches people to be stand-up comedians or comics. Jill has taught many comedians who are now famous in Britain. But can you teach people to be funny?
Let's find out. While you watch, find the answer to this question. Do you have to be an actor if you want to be a comedian?
Comedy is big business all over Britain. It's one of the most popular forms of entertainment, and you can find comedy clubs in every city. There are hundreds of comedians who perform in clubs and theatres, and now there are schools of comedy. Jill Edwards teaches at Britain's very first school, Comedia, in Brighton.
A lot of people believe that comedians are just born, but it is possible to teach people the skills that they need to be stand-up comics. It's not easy to become a comic. It takes a lot of hard work. There is lots to practice, lots to learn.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, good evening!
The skills you need to learn to become a comic are to speak loudly, to be confident, to think of lots of ideas, to make your mind creative. You must learn how to write your own material to be a stand-up comic. There are many different ways to do this, but it's very important to find your way.
Because when you go there, those teachers make you sit in those little seats.
Being an actor and being a comic are very different, because an actor is always somebody else. They are given a person to be, and they are this person. A comic is themselves. You are you.
Asses, not houses, asses!
I think actors are the people who are least likely to be good as comics. Ordinary people who have never acted are, in my experience, much better comics.
What are you doing, man? What are you doing?
There's a big difference between studying comedy in a class and performing on stage in front of a lot of people. So Jill provides them with their first opportunity.
People who have done the comedy course can go on stage downstairs at Comedia in front of 300 people and find out if they're funny.
Right, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to have a great time tonight. Sit back, relax.
My graduates from my workshop get their first jobs in very small comedy clubs that are free, that are not professional, and slowly they get into bigger and bigger comedy clubs until they get paid money. To become a successful comic will take a long time. Most people say it will take 10 years.
Well, she was great. I'd love to be in her class. What a fantastic subject. And Jill's answer to our question was very interesting too.
Yes, we asked, do you have to be an actor if you want to be a comedian?
Let's watch again.
Ordinary people who have never acted are, in my experience, much better comics.
So the answer is no. Ordinary people are often better comics than actors. Fascinating.
Have we got time for my joke now, Ashley?
Oh, I'm so sorry, Annabelle. I'm afraid not. Anyway, you heard Jill. You need about 10 years to be a good comedian.
Oh, all right. And the next part is about telling jokes, Ashley.
Yes, that's true. We asked our friends from different English-speaking countries about jokes in their country.
We asked them this question. What kind of jokes are typical in your country?
Watch.
English jokes tend to be quite silly jokes. I like elephant jokes myself.
In my part of the country, typical jokes would be jokes about chickens, alligators.
We have silly jokes like men going to the pub and silly basic things that make people laugh.
In New Zealand, we tend to laugh at ourselves, and I think those are the best sort of jokes.
I think in general, Americans have a pretty silly sense of humor. We don't like to take ourselves too seriously.
Typical jokes in Ireland are about the English and about ourselves.
The sort of jokes we like in Scotland are usually quite light-hearted and silly, and usually about the English.
So Irish and Scottish people tell jokes about the English.
Yes, and English people tell jokes about the Irish and the Scots.
Yes, I guess you find that all over the world. People tell jokes about their neighbours and about elephants.
Yes, and in some countries, like New Zealand or Ireland, they often tell jokes about themselves, sobre ellos mismos. I think that shows a great sense of humour.
Me too, absolutely. Ashley, do you think you've got a good sense of humour?
Yes, of course. I always laugh at jokes, and people always laugh at my jokes. Well, they usually laugh at my jokes.
Well, that's good, Ashley. One of the people in the street thinks she's got an excellent sense of humour.
Yes, Sybil. Sybil loves telling jokes when she's working. She's a lollipop lady. She helps people to cross the street.
But people don't always find Sybil's jokes funny.
As you watch, find out the answer to this question. What are the nationalities of the 3 people in Sybil's joke?
That woman a really good joke and nothing. She didn't even smile. Some people just don't have a sense of humour, but I do. I have an excellent sense of humour. I love telling jokes and I love making people happy. Just look at Henry now. He's very serious. Well, I'm not. I'll tell him one of my jokes. Watch me. How are you doing, Henry? Good, yes, I'm fine, thanks too. Listen to this joke. You'll love it. There was an Englishman, an Irishman and an Italian, and they all went to a disco. And there was very loud music. And the Englishman said to the Italian, "Can you help me to..." Well, and listen to this, Henry. The really, really funny part was, the Italian said to the Englishman and the Irishman, can you believe it? No? No. Me neither. I tell Henry a very funny joke and he starts to cry. As I say, some people just don't have a sense of humour.
Well, we didn't hear the end of Sybil's joke, but she thought it was very funny.
But Henry didn't think it was a funny joke. He didn't laugh, he cried.
Poor Henry. Well, what was the answer to the question? What are the nationalities of the 3 people in the joke?
Did you find out the answer?
There was an Englishman, an Irishman and an Italian, and they all went to a disco.
So the answer is English, Irish and Italian.
Yes. Now, what about your joke, Annabelle? Do you want to hear it, Nathan?
Yes. Go on. Tell the joke, Annabelle.
Oh, no, I don't want to make you cry.
Oh, please, Annabelle. I really want to hear your joke now.
No, it's too late.
How does it start?
Well, there was an...
Keep going.
Oh, dear. I'd forgotten. And today's episode of Ben and Beth is about having a different sense of humour.
Yes, that's right. Beth is watching a TV comedy programme. She's enjoying the programme and she finds it very funny.
But Ben arrives late, and when he comes in and watches the second part, he doesn't find it funny.
No. While you watch, find the answer to this question. What is the other thing that Beth finds so funny?
This is very funny, Ben. I'm laughing so much.
Yes, it's very funny. What a pity I didn't see the first part.
Yes, but watch the next part. You'll love it. Oh, it's too much. I've never seen a comedy programme as funny as this. That old man. I think he's so funny.
Yes, me too. Really funny.
Are you sure?
Of course. What? What is it? What's so funny?
You! Your face! You just don't understand the jokes. I think it's really funny.
Well, I don't. In fact, I think it's rather embarrassing. Sorry, but I don't think it's very funny.
Well, I do, but that's all right. I've got a different sense of humour to you, that's all. We can't always like the same things.
Has that ever happened to you, Annabelle? You're watching a comedy programme with friends and you find it funny, but they don't.
Yes, that happens quite often.
So what about the question? Did you find the answer? What is the other thing that Beth finds so funny?
Well, let's watch again.
What? What is it? What's so funny?
You! Your face! You just don't understand the jokes. I think it's really funny.
So the answer is Ben's face is the other thing that Beth finds funny.
Yes, because he doesn't understand what Beth finds so funny.
They don't have the same sense of humour. People often like different kinds of comedy.
That's right. For example, I love stand-up comedy, but my girlfriend likes TV comedies.
Oh, yes, I love TV comedies too. Well, that's all for today. Goodbye. See you in the next programme of That's English.
Yes, see you. Bye. Now, have you remembered that joke yet?
Oh, well, it goes...